Letters of Swami Vivekananda, letter number 51, written to Sri Pramada Das Mitra of Varanasi. Ishwaro Jayati, 57 Ramakant Bose Street, Bagh Bazar, Calcutta, 26 May 1890. Pujya Padeshu, that is, revered. I write to you while amidst a vortex of many untoward incidents and agitation of the mind. After praying to Lord Vishwanath and evaluating the reasonability and possibility or impossibility of all these as follows, please oblige me with your reply. Number 1. I have told you at the beginning that I am a servant of Ramakrishna. Dei Tulasi Tila Teha Samarpinu. That is from Vidyapati's Padavali, which means I lay my body at his feet with Til, that is sesame, and Tulasi, basil leaves. This song from Padavali begins with Madhava Bahut Minati Kari Toe Dei Tulasi Tila Deha Samarpinu. By using this Bengali adage, Swamiji conveyed his total surrender to Sri Ramakrishna. I cannot disregard his behest. If that wonderful man, after having led a life of tremendous sacrifices, renunciation, purity, and extreme austerities for long 40 years, and even after attaining the superhuman heights of jnana, knowledge, bhakti, devotion, prema, divine love, and vibhuti, supernatural powers, passed away unfulfilled, then what hope could we have? Therefore, I am obliged to trust his words as those of one having supreme authority. Number 2. His behest to me was that I should devote myself to the service of the order of all renouncing monks founded by him. And in this task, whatever is to happen will happen, and I am ready to accept heaven or hell or salvation, come what may. Number 3. His command was that his all-renouncing monastic disciples should stay together, and I am entrusted with this responsibility. Of course, it doesn't matter if any one of them goes out on visits to this place or that, but those should only be visits. His own opinion was that random wandering suited only him who is Purna Siddha, fully perfect. Until that state is attained, one should settle somewhere and plunge into spiritual practice. When all notions of body and the like go away by themselves, then and only then can a person remain in whatever state may occur to him. Otherwise, constant wandering is harmful to a novice aspirant in spiritual practice. Number 4. Therefore, in pursuance of that commandment, his sannyasi, that is monastic disciples, are now residing together in an old dilapidated house at Baranagar. And 2 of his lay disciples, Suresh Chandra Mitra and Balram Basu, had so far been providing for their food and house rent. Suresh Chandra Mitra, the footnote says, whom Sri Ramakrishna used to call Suresh Mitra, was one of the foremost lay disciples and a benevolent patron of Sri Ramakrishna. After Sri Ramakrishna's Mahasamadhi, Suresh had a vision of Sri Ramakrishna, who asked him to do something for the young homeless boys who had left everything to realize God. Accordingly, Suresh started contributing a monthly allowance for them, and a dilapidated, abandoned house at Baranagar was taken on rent in October 1886. Where those young disciples who had left home and hearth to realize God and dedicated their lives to humanity, lived and practiced intense spiritual disciplines. Thus the Baranagar Math came into being. Number 5. The mortal coil of Bhagavan Ramakrishna had to be consigned to flames for various reasons. That is, due to the strange oppressive law of the Christian king. Footnote. India was then under British rule. There is no doubt that this act was very improper. Again, the footnote says, in Hinduism, the physical body of a spiritually illumined soul is regarded as sacred and divinized. In earlier days, their mortal coil were not consigned to flames. So Swamiji is saying that consigning the mortal coil of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was improper. It should have been made into a samadhi. Then Swamiji continues, the remains of his ashes are now preserved, and if they are properly enshrined somewhere on the banks of the Ganga, perhaps we shall be free from that great sin to some extent. Those sacred remains, his seat and his picture, are fittingly worshipped daily in our mutt. And you are aware that one of my Guru Bhai, Ramakrishnananda, who is of Brahmin birth, is dedicated to the task day and night. The expenses of the worship also used to be borne by the two great souls mentioned above. Number 6. He by whose birth our Bengali race has been sanctified and the land of Bengal has become hallowed. He who came to redeem the Indians deluded by the glamour of the Western world, and he who therefore chose most of his all-renouncing disciples from university men. What can be of greater regret than that no memorial could yet be raised in this land of Bengal, in the very neighborhood of the place where he lived his life of sadhana, spiritual practice. Number 7. The two gentlemen mentioned above had the earnest desire to have some land bought on the banks of the Ganga, so that his sacred relics could be enshrined and his disciples also could live together there. Suresh Babu had given a sum of rupees 1000 for the purpose and promised to give more, but owing to the inscrutable will of God, he left this world last night. The footnote reads, Sri Surendranath Mitra Suresh died of dropsy on 25th May 1890. You already know about Balram Babu's death. Footnote, Sri Balram Basu died of influenza on 13th April 1890. Number 8. At this juncture, his disciples are very uncertain about where they will go with his seat and sacred relics. You know well, the people of Bengal are all tall talkers and do not proceed with actions. They, the disciples, are sannyasins and are ready to go anywhere they like forthwith. But this servant of theirs is in terrible agony, and my heart is breaking to think that a small piece of land could not be acquired to enshrine the relics of Bhagavan Ramakrishna. Number 9. It is impossible to secure a piece of land and build a temple near Calcutta with a sum of rupees 1000. It requires at least 5 to 7,000 rupees. Number 10. You are now the only friend and patron of Sri Ramakrishna's disciples. Your fame, position and circle of acquaintances are extensive in the western region. I am praying that you, if you so desire, consider whether it is proper for you to accomplish this work by raising subscriptions from well-to-do, pious men known to you in your region. If you deem it proper to have a memorial for Bhagavan Ramakrishna and a shelter for his disciples on the banks of the Ganga in Bengal, I shall promptly report to you once I receive your consent. And I have not the slightest hesitation to beg from door to door for this noble cause and for the sake of my master and his children. After proper deliberation and after praying to Lord Vishwanath, please consider this matter. In my view, if all these sincere, learned and youthful sannyasins, born in good families, are unable to realize the ideal bhava, that is spirit of Sri Ramakrishna, due to a lack of shelter and support, how pitiable is the fate of our country. Number 11. If you ask, you are a sannyasin, why do you have all these desires? Then I would say, I am Ramakrishna's servant, and to establish his name in the land of his birth and sadhana, and to help his disciples even a little in their attempt to bring into practice his great ideals. If I would have to even steal and rob, I would be ready for it. I consider you to be my closest kin. Hence I told you everything. It is for this reason that I have returned to Calcutta, as I have already informed you, and now you may do what you think best. Number 12. If you say that it is better to do so after coming to some place like Kashi, then, as I have told you, it would be a great misfortune if the memorial could not be raised in the land of his birth and sadhana. The condition of Bengal is indeed miserable. The people here do not think even in dreams what renunciation is. Only luxury, sensuality, and selfishness are eating into the vitals of this race. May the Lord bestow renunciation and unworldliness upon this land. I believe that the people in the western provinces, especially the wealthy, have great zeal for noble causes like this, whereas the people here have nothing. Please reply whatever you decide. Gangadhar has not arrived even today. He may reach here tomorrow. I am so eager to see him. Iti. That is all. Yours in service, Narendra. Postscript. Please write to the address given above. Iti.